Hey guys, Kelade here. Welcome to my Radiance of Azshara kill/commentary video. For this fight, we're going to once again charge in with all of our cooldowns using Unbridled Fury Potion. We're using Endless Rage, Double Time, Sudden Death, Warpaint, Carnage, Dragon Roar, Siegebreaker, and we're using Rank 3 Blooded Enemy and Rank 2 Essence of the Focusing Iris. Now this fight, the timing of this fight right now works very well for Fury Warriors. So basically, at the start of the fight for the first phase until the ad spawn, it's around a minute 30 to a minute 40 seconds. So basically what that means is you're going to be able to use all of your cooldowns and have them back up the instant that the ads are basically DPSable. Not only that, you are going to get 3 Siegebreaker cast off before the ads even spawn, and then by the time you get to the ads, everything will be back up and you're going to cleave them really hard. So the cooldown timings between when the boss starts, when the ad spawn, works out really well in the beginning. It works out relatively well in the end too, but it's not completely perfect yet. So right here, right, so every time you really do want to be using your Siegebreaker as much as you can, because it's 3 Siegebreakers right in the beginning. You use 3, so there's my 3rd Siegebreaker right there. Now I know, okay, I'm not going to use anything because the ad phase is going to happen in around 20 or to 30 seconds, right? So right here, we're just DPSing normally. Of course, these tornadoes that spawn, they work very similarly to any type of like the blade mechanics that you've seen like in King's Rest or whatever, right? It's just once the tornado spawn, they'll go in a circle. But if you just go and stand where they initially spawn, that same tornado will never hit there. But whatever it is, you just watch out for those. So Squall Trap right there, that's the indicator that the ad phase is spawning, right? He's going to put all these orbs around it. When you hit the orbs, the tornado spawns. So just we're waiting to see right now like where the ads are going to be. You see it's over there. 2 orbs get popped, just hero leap, charge in. Right here, you do want to be a little careful depending on where your tank is. Our tank is actually like over there with the other group. So we don't actually have him here right away. So we are having to deal with aggro on the mini ads a little bit. But the instant I leap, I have all my cooldowns right, pop them all on the ads. The other thing is the ads, the small stormlings do spawn frequently enough that you should never only use Siegebreaker on the Storm Wraith. So for example, if you have Siegebreaker up, like I'm gonna have Siegebreaker up in 4 seconds, right? You want to hold it just for a couple of seconds. If the ads didn't spawn, but the ads spawn, perfect. Whirlwind, cleave that on top of them. Unfortunately, I have to go out with that. Whenever you get the arcane bombs, just take it away from other people, and then your healers will dispel you, and then you can go back into the fight, right? Definitely make sure you get dispelled because it definitely does do a lot of damage on Mythic, and even in other difficulties a lot too, right? So I think as long as the Storm Wraith is up, these Stormlings are going to keep spawning. So just AoE them down, right? That guy's down. You do kind of want to kill both Storms at the same time, both ads. So that's the Mythic mechanic, right? Is that instead of just spawning one set of ad, there's now 2 sets. So that's why your raid is split up into 2 different groups. We basically just have it like all melee/physical on one end, and then the other side has all of our casters, slash a Demon Hunter there to buff them up. So once again, go back to the boss, right? I had Siegebreaker right away when I come back up. Perfect. Same thing as before. There's going to be 3 Siegebreakers in this phase until the ad phase spawns. So first one happened. Now the second one is going to happen right here. I'm going to actually line up all of our cooldowns with the Siegebreaker. So I see Siegebreaker coming up, right? Reckless, Siegebreaker, Blooded Enemy, Rampage, and then you continue with Bloodthirster and the rest of rotation. Right here, those are pretty nice spawns, right? 3 tornadoes right there. So once those tornadoes swirl around a little bit, we know that we can go back to where they just spawned and it'll be safe for a little bit, right? So I see the tornadoes move around, so we'll move back over here. Our melee tries to do a good job of like, whenever we see ourselves spreading out too thin, we're just trying to clump up together. Because if you can get all 3 tornadoes to spawn in the same place, it makes it much easier to dodge because they're kind of all coming from the same direction. Just be careful. There's a lot of that's AoE burst that's happening, so just watch out for that. And if anybody needs room to get out of the orb, just watch out for them. Obviously, that DK actually called out for AMS, so he didn't get the spell there. He just took the orb, and no problem there. So right here, we're just continuing DPSing, right? The Skull Trap happens, right? Indicator that the ad spawns got to happen, right? You see the little arcane circle. Somebody goes in and activates tornado. Great. We're just looking left and right because they can spawn. It's not a set location where the ad spawns, right? But I think right here on this fight, it does spawn in the same area for both of us here. So I'll come over here, Siegebreaker, perfect. Whirlwind, cleave it on all the ads. Now, if you wanted to go full Pad Lord, I didn't go full Pad Lord yet. You could actually use a potion of the proximity one, the AoE potion, because there's there's 1 ad and there's like 3 little ads. So that could actually give you more DPS if you wanted that for AoE. You probably don't need it because I don't think you really need to use potion here too. If you want to, you can. So once again, the ads are dead. So I'm waiting a little bit. I'm like, okay, you know, these small little stormlings are gonna die. No worries, right? I have our cooldowns, but a new set spawns very, very quickly. So then wait for them to spawn, AoE them down really fast, and we're good. Now, we did have to slow down DPS a little bit here because you see our ad is at 23%. The other one is at like 28, 27. So once the small ad spawn, we're going to drag a little bit away. We're going to stop cleaving here and then just hit the 3 little stormlings. Like once we realize, oh shit, you know, we're actually killing this ad a little bit too fast to the other side. So you do also want to balance your DPS a little bit between two sides, between, you know, both killing the ad speed and just having enough AoE to deal with the stormlings, and then just, you know, being able to ignore them. Because the faster you can kill the stormlings, also less damage you take, right? Less kicks you're gonna have to go on those guys. So Gabe got on the boss, right? Once the phase activates, I use Siegebreaker, activate it. I actually thought these were players there, but I think these are just pets. So we'll just drop this right next to these pets. Great. And then we come back to the group, making sure we don't hit the tornado, and now we just execute away. Of course, at this point in the fight, we know that there isn't going to be another app phase because we're going to have the boss dead before the next minute. So once again, use all of your cooldowns basically as soon as you can. Just watch out. I think as far as for rally and for enrich regen, I generally use it for when we go on the ads just because of the way that our guild is doing the ads, where we might have aggro of the small stormlings for a little bit. And of course, if you're going to be bursting with all of your cooldowns, you're definitely going to have aggro on those ads. So just watch out for that. If only the boss, you know, lived for like 10 more seconds from here, I would have had, you know, a full wreck plus blood enemy right as the boss is over, blood enemy comes up. But no issues there. We did get the boss down relatively quickly. It seems like, you know, the cooldowns that Fury has really works out well for this fight. As always, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Feel free to subscribe to see more. See ya.